My name's Chris Buckley. I'm a former U.S. Army Sergeant, recovering drug addict, former KKK Imperial Nighthawk.
My name is Michael Koenigs. My story is like the story of any refugee in the world.
Why would you befriend a member of the KKK?
Why not?
I was raised up with certain values, and it might not have been the best values. Homosexuality is wrong. Feminism is stupid. Whites stay with whites. You don't mix races.
How'd you feel about Muslims?
They blew up our Twin Towers, you know, they're killing our boys overseas. I was actively engaged in combat with them. They've taken lives that meant something to me. When I was in my last tour in Afghanistan, we did this tattoo here. This is the Arabic symbol for infidel. I just figured that I would go ahead and broadcast that I was the infidel. I was scared of Muslims, really, but if you'd asked me that then, I would have never admitted that. I would have said, I hate them.
Allahu Akbar. We pretty much had a great life in Syria, and because of political crisis against the Kurds, and we had to leave. My father was tortured, and we just wasn't safe for us, so we left everything and we applied to asylum in America. Within 10 years, I went from washing dishes, and now across the street, literally a block away, is Emory University, where now I train as a cardiologist. A lot of my friends was like, oh, you're not afraid of him? I'm like, I think he's more afraid of me. We are so divided now in this country that we forgot what makes us strong is really reaching out to the other side.
Vol reaches out to me once or twice, and I just don't know how to respond. Finally, I just respond back. I was like, hey, Vol, it's Chris.
He had so much anger and things that he didn't understand, but I let him talk first. They say in medicine, 90% of the time, the patient has a diagnosis and a solution to their problem, if you just listen.
Immediate just connection, we start talking, and he tells me a story, and it's like, wow, you're a refugee from Syria, came 10 days after 9/11. You worked your way into med school, washing dishes and drilling yourself on vocabulary. And I kind of felt unjustified in my hatred, you know, and I realized that it was just a way for me to reach out and scream for help, and that's what hate is. It's a cry for help, and I'm just glad that somebody was there to hear my cry.
What happened? Why are we so divided? Why there's this anti-immigration sentiment? Is it because they truly don't like immigrant refugees, or probably because they never met someone? What's up, man? The guy who owned the place is an Iraqi refugee.
How you doing, man?
And he's also Afghani too. He's a friend of ours.
A year ago, you would have not caught me dead in one of these places.
Here in a Middle Eastern restaurant?
Never.
Owned by an Iraqi refugee.
I was scared of what I didn't know. I was scared of what I didn't understand. And honestly, I was scared that I might have a conversation with somebody and they might change my mind.
Nobody's talking to each other anymore. And if we don't talk, we don't know what we're thinking. When we keep pointing the finger, it's not going to help.
Everybody wants to get on their phone, you know, just send out tweets or send out hateful Facebook posts. Most people who are putting these messages out, they haven't even tried to meet somebody of a different culture or a different race or a different nationality.
It's hard to hate something you know. I tell everyone, if like people who don't like immigrants and refugees, they haven't tried my mother's food. This is hummus. What do you think?
Yum. I'm finally getting used to that.
And you think these friendships can be real?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If a former white supremacist and a former refugee can be friends and talk to each other on Facebook and send like these funny memes to each other, I think anyone could do that.
My goal in life is now to help support the people who make this country what it is, you know. We don't need to make America great again. America's already great, thanks to you people that are out here in the crowd. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Sometimes the hardest things we can do as men is eat that humble pie. Every time I see him, I walk away just even more amazed at just the magnitude of person that he is. The total embodiment of the American dream. One of the most amazing Americans that I've ever met in my entire life. And he just happens to have a different faith than me. When you sit down and you open a dialogue, there's really nothing that can't be discussed and worked out, you know, and we sat down together and we realized that it really wasn't that different.
I'm Michael Koenigs, the host of More in Common. And if you have a story idea, be sure to comment below and subscribe for our next episode.